Hello and welcome to Jimmerish FM. This is another episode of Betting the Beast, and with me we've got our new Betty, Candace. You're back.
I'm back. Thank you for taking me back.
I know, it's awesome.
crawling
You know,
back.
not everyone comes back, you know, so it's always good that you're here. So you've heard the last week's episode. What do you think?
I haven't listened to it yet.
I see. Have you got any feedback from it?
I have had a few people listen and had some positive feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really constructive though.
Oh, really? They're just
So-
like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? So yeah, I'll have a listen and then I'll be back next week,
Oh.
and it'll be even better.
Sweet. Well, I think tonight we're going to mix it up a little. We're going to do a couple of different things. First of all, everyone wanted to know, would Candace actually find out what a rim jaw is? And we've Googled it just before the show, and I'll read you what a rim jaw is. It is a condition in which the victim's jaw is stuck in an open position after performing a rim job on their partner for an extended period of time.
I didn't know that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's a rim jaw.
Well, that is one definition. That's the most likely definition, I think. There is another person who wrote in and said that a rim jaw, it's when you put your legs behind your head and let somebody lick your ass.
I thought that was
A rim
the
jaw.
definition of a rim jaw.
Okay.
But I think the first one sounds pretty valid as well. I mean, depends what country you're in. Maybe,
Yeah.
you know.
Lockjaw from a rim job is a rim jaw.
It's a rim jaw.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is in Canada. And then in Australia, it's the...
All right,
Legs-
yeah. There's probably different
legs behind your head.
definitions. Yeah. Fair
It's
enough.
just a cultural thing.
I don't think I can even get my legs behind my head. That's the problem. I'll never get to experience that rim jaw.
Yeah.
That's TMI. We'll read one more. We'll read a letter as well. This one came in from Sharon. Dear Betty, my boyfriend is quite controlling, but loves me more than anything. He says he can't live without me. I have a list of rules of things I can and can't do, wear, or say. Like I can't wear my hair up, flat shoes, I can't talk to my ex-boyfriends, and the only male friends I can have are the ones he chooses, and are usually his friends, so he knows I couldn't cheat. I would never cheat, as I believe if you are willing to cheat on a partner, you shouldn't be with them. He is Kenyan and was brought up there till he was 16. He says women are beneath men, and women should not be cheeky, swear or moan at men, and should do as they wish at all times. He says it's the way he was brought up. I love him more than life, but he keeps everything from me, his past, which caused him a lot of hurt and pain. He has been through a lot, he says. He keeps chatting to girls online and getting their pictures. He says it's nothing, and he loves me and would never cheat. I believe that he wouldn't cheat, but the things he does really annoy me. Am I wrong to want him to stop looking at their pictures, some of which are quite dirty? He has hit me a few times, slapped me, punched me, and even hit me with a glass bottle. Not that hard, but it was hard enough. The thing is, I love him too much to walk away, and he loves me. I know it. But how can I make him change?
The first
That was
half of
pretty
that...
epic.
I know, that was pretty epic. The first half of that, I would have... If you stopped halfway, I would have said... If you really love him, and he's got these massive cultural differences to you, if you are of a different nationality, if he's Kenyan and you're something different, it's probably something you will have to get used to. When you're in an interracial couple, you've got to accept and understand and respect the differences, because there are differences in the way you're brought up, and it's always going to be there in your relationship. So you can either accept it and love them and move on and deal with it, or if you can't accept it, then walk away. But in this case, if this person is hitting you and has put his hand as you in that kind of way, walk away. You leave him immediately.
Yeah,
You don't.
no
nah.
points to
You don't. Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
I don't think, I'm sure even in
That's
Kenya,
no
that's
cultural
not acceptable.
difference. Yeah, that's not acceptable.
Wherever you are in the world. Have you ever had a situation where you've been in a relationship and like your boyfriend set rules like, oh, you can discourage you from doing certain things, as like, oh, you should only wear this or wear these shoes.
At the same time, if you simplified the question down a little bit and said that, oh, my boyfriend controls me and what I wear and who I hang out with, then I don't think that's acceptable. You're your own person. You do what you like. They should accept you for who you are.
Yeah, yeah.
And who you hang out, who you want to hang out with, and what you want to wear, and how you want to dress. Yeah.
So that Sharon, I'd say you don't have to worry about all the other things. As soon as he's punched you or hit you with a glass bottle, not that hard. What do you mean, not that hard? You know.
You've got to get out.
Yeah. Leave.
Please, Sharon.
We thought we might mix it up, and we're thinking of doing a quiz.
Cosmo quiz?
Well, for branding reasons, we can't say where we got this quiz from.
Cosmonaut?
But it would be kind of like doing a Cosmo quiz.
Okay.
I picked a quiz at random, and it is, are you way too obsessed with your ex?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And I guess we'll discuss these questions. I don't know. How do we decide what we're going to answer? We're going to argue over it?
Oh, we can argue about it.
Yeah. Okay. So the first question is, after a breakup, your rebound guy is typically A, the polar opposite of the last guy you dated, B, a doppelganger of your ex, or C, any random cute guy who will take your mind off the split.
So what were the options again? Was A, the
polar opposite of the last guy you dated, B, a doppelganger of your ex, like just the same, or C, just any random cute guy who will take you away from your pain.
I think for me personally, it would just be a replacement, a doppelbanger, whatever that means. It would be someone exactly the same that looked exactly the same.
Really?
I've seen in from what I've observed from friends and their breakups, the next guy that they go for looks exactly the same.
What about you personally?
I've only ever had one relationship in my life.
Oh, right.
And I'm still in that current relationship.
Oh, that's very
so
romantic.
This quiz is a little bit... my answers will be a bit more hypothetical.
Yeah, well, I'll go with doppelganger too, because a friend of mine has recently split up. Yeah. And she went with the doppelganger as the rebound round. So
same, my friend that had an ex. So I'm going to be living vicariously through her for this quiz.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Yeah,
and we'll see what happens.
We'll live through our friends.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, my current relationship that I'm in, I plan it to be my first, my last, my one, my only, my everything. He's my first and last.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Next question.
How do you feel about your place, the cafe, bar, or restaurant where you and your ex used to hang out? A, it's a hazmat zone. This town isn't big enough for the two of you. B, it makes you sad and nostalgic, but you're not about to abandon it. Or C, it's fair territory, and if you do run into each other, it might even be fun.
A, hazmat, danger zone.
Yeah, stay away.
Could be cause for emotional breakdown.
Yeah, because, and you always have to pick friends, who's going to take sides.
Yeah.
Let's go for that. A. It's a hazmat zone.
Is that same for you, James? Hazmat zone?
Mm-hmm. Well, if we're living vicariously.
Through our friends, yeah.
I would probably, me personally, I've never been in a situation where it's actually, actually a serious situation like this. I would probably it's fair territory, let the drama begin,
Have you ever been in a serious relationship?
No, that's it. So, I've been in a few very random relationships, and it is kind of awkward when you go back later, especially if the other person still has feelings for you, and then they get drunk and they're like, "Oh my god, I want you back," but it's too bad they lost me. Yep. That's TMI. When you feel a sudden urge to see him, what are you most likely to do about it? A, stifle it. You delete numbers and unfriend guys you date right after your breakups. Indulge in a little Facebook stalking, then call a friend who will talk you down. Invent an excuse to email him, like asking for vacation suggestions if he's a travel buff.
Oh, see. Hold on. clinging on. Yeah, see.
You would make an excuse to meet up with him.
Any excuse to sort of...
One of my friends made an excuse to...
Oh, and the Facebook stalk, though.
Yeah.
You do a bit of both.
Good.
You're Facebook stalking and emailing them probably at the same time. I mean, you're Facebook stalking on your iPhone and then
one of my friends got
on
their ex to pick them up from the bus station to drop them off at their house. Just to... They're like, hey, no one else is going to do this for me. Why don't you do it? Yeah. I would have thought that would be awkward, but...
Yeah.
She's probably listening to this going, you bastard, what are you talking about me for? So we're going to go for the original C or go for Facebook stalking?
Oh, we'll go for Facebook stalking.
Because the second part of Facebook is then call a friend who will talk you down.
Yeah.
So you'll try and call a friend to convince you
to stop Facebook stalking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I've had
B.
that happen to me. People have called me in that situation. B. Let's go for B. When you talk about your ex, your friends and family react by A. Rolling their eyes at how you defend his bad behaviour. B. Looking concerned and asking if you've met anyone new lately. Or C. Rallying in your corner and pointing out how much happier you are now.
Oh. With my friends' breakup, it was C. We're all much happier because she was happier.
And so you like to point that out.
Yeah. Better if you're broken up, you're better off without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for that. C.
Yeah. I think that's what I say to my mum every time she breaks up with someone. Every year.
Every year?
Every year, yeah.
Oh, cool. At least she's got a schedule.
Yeah,
a routine.
She's had a few men.
How many letters, gifts, and other bits of relationship nostalgia did you keep after calling it quits? A. Everything. It's amazing how long a t-shirt can retain a guy's smell. B. Nada. You gave him back a bunch of stuff and tossed or sold everything else. C. Vacation photos and the nice jewelry that he gave you. Semi-precious stones. Tell no tales.
I would give nothing back.
Nothing back.
None.
Yeah, I'm a hoarder, but then I always hate when you accidentally run into that stuff and you get reminded of it. You
that's
get
true.
that sick feeling or something. Ugh.
Yeah.
So you're saying everything. It's amazing how long a t-shirt can retain a guy's smell. A.
Yeah. Let's go A. But my reason for keeping all the stuff would be more malicious. Like, you've broken up with me. I'm keeping the ring.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hear the result?
Yeah, I'd love to hear the result.
You're better off without him, babe. To you, an ex is like vending machine candy, tempting when there's nothing better around, but not worth the inevitable crash. You're saving up for something more satisfying, which is why you turn into friends when you're lonely and don't pine much over mementos. Says Marie Forleo, author of Make Every Man Want You. Make Every Man Want You. Still, you appreciate the relationship for what it was, a chance to figure out what you do and don't want in a partner. So there, you learn from your mistakes.
I've always said that. Every relationship you're in is a learning curve, whether it's about relationships or whether it's about what you want. Every relationship is learning more and more about. It's about learning about yourself. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think that sounds like the best answer.
There we go. Quiz taken. Yeah, you want to go back to another letter?
We'll do another letter.
Man, this is an epic letter. They just keep longer and longer. Thanks, guys. Can you please keep it short?
They're venting, James.
Oh, wait. No, here's a short one.
They need help.
This is from Ella. Dear Betty, I work at a theme park in retail. It just opened this past weekend. I was told to let Dylan go on a break. We ended up working together that night, folding hundreds of shirts and talking about a lot of things. We were physically close too. He is pretty funny. He is super nice and pretty cute. My boss came in and asked him how old he is. He said 16. I'm 18. I would have never guessed that. Usually I go for older guys or guys my age. This was really shocking. I then got us sodas. I went to drink out of one and he said he had already drank out of that one. I was okay with it. I'll be working with him all summer. Should I pursue something, or is the age difference enough to end this? I'm going off to college in the fall and we'll be about 3 hours away. I'm guessing this is from America. College. I'm going to call it college.
I liked the side note about the soda. How he drank out of the soda can.
Yeah.
But she still drank out of it and she was cool with it.
Yeah.
I think she's, 18, 16, 18 is such a pivotal year in your life. Lots of things change when you turn 18, Or here in Australia, you can start drinking, you can start going out, and there's a total life age gap between 18 and 16-year-olds. If I was you, I probably wouldn't pursue anything. Maybe a friendship and see how it goes. But if you're moving away to college and everything, it's only going to end in...
Tears.
It's only going to have to end. So...
Just think about your reputation. What if your friends found out that you're dating a guy 2 years younger than when you're 18?
Snatcher.
16. Yeah. Barely legal.
He's barely legal.
You should probably check that out
Barely
too. If you're
legal.
18, that means you're an adult in some places, and 16, legal age of consent isn't until 18, depending where you live, especially in America. Every state has a different rule. Should be careful.
Yep.
You don't want to get...
you don't want any
trouble.
charges laid.
Yeah, that could wreck your life when you try and go for jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's true love, pursue it.
Yep.
But then who knows what true love is at 18? Does anyone know?
Oh, exactly. Got no idea.
Or maybe we did, and we've all got it wrong since then. Okay, this is an epic letter. This is from Anonymous. Dear Betty, I have this huge problem with retroactive jealousy. Before my husband and I started dating seriously, we were friends for about a decade. We are both in our mid-20s, so we have known one another since we were kids. The adolescent relationships that we were both in are not what bothers me. I tried to date him when we were both 20, about 5 years ago, only to get shot down. I thought that our relationship would be one of unrequited love on my behalf because all the attempts to be with him ended in tears. About a year after I tried to date him, I may have come on too strong, I admit. He slept with my best friend. This happened 3 years ago, and a year after that we became a couple. He told me at the time he was in love with me, but since I was in college 300 miles away, he thought that the closest thing he could get to me was my best friend. They only had a one-night stand, according to him, but according to her, it was a weekend-long sex fiesta. She knew I cared about him deeply, and this was not her first love tryst with someone I had dated. After she did the deed with him, I was fed up. She had slept with all of my ex-boyfriends and the guy that I was dating at the time. I slashed it out at her and beat her up 3 times.
She bashed her 3 times.
I lashed out at her and beat her up 3 times.
3 times. Times 3.
Yes.
3 times bashing. Okay, got that.
Yes. Beat her up 3 times. Not just like 3 different beatings. Beat her up. The problem that I have is that I can't get over my husband sleeping with this girl. What really gets to me is that he said that business about her being the closest thing he could have to me. That's bullshit, and I know it. I think about them having sex every day, and we have been married for over a year now. I'm still mad about it. I have tried to talk to him about it, but he gets tired of going over the same issue all the time. However, I don't feel like I've gotten all of the feelings that I have out, and I don't get a chance to. I end up taking out my frustration and violence and beating this girl up every time I see her in public. I feel like I am not as pretty as her, that I am not as good in the sack as she was, and that because I wouldn't sleep with him until he proposed to me, that it was my fault that it happened because I wouldn't put out. I love my husband very much, and leaving him is not an option. I want to work through my retroactive jealousy and get over this, but I don't know how. I don't know how to get him to talk to me about this either. I'm sure he's fed up with my belly aching over it.
I think if she's going to keep pushing him away. If she keeps bringing up something that happened 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep pushing him away. So if you want to stay with him, you're going to have to figure this out on your own. You might need might need to chat to somebody else, chat to a friend, chat to a counsellor to try and get rid of these angry issues, because you can't keep going and beating up this girl for the 4th time.
If you hadn't put that thing about beating her up after it, I might take it more seriously, but crazy. I think you've got some issues.
Yeah.
But I I totally get retroactive jealous all the time, and it's stupid, but I guess maybe like context is something that is like a big thing in like who I decide to like and not like, and so sometimes that involves all this other crazy stuff that's going on. What I would suggest is having an affair with someone and so you'd be like, yeah, I had some sex with some other people and I just did it.
A sex fiesta.
Yeah.
A weekend long sex fiesta.
Have a sex with someone else and then come back to him and say, now you're on an even plane, And also, I think once you get married, there are things you get to share. Just remember, there are way better things you get to share with that person than a sex fiesta, like having kids and stuff like that. Stuff that he's always going to love you for,
Exactly.
This is really like I had a crush on, a married woman once, but I think it was just the attraction of a taken woman, but there's no way she would leave it because even though she liked me as well, but it is they have experienced so much together that it's they've got this eternal bond. It's not going to break just because some fling or something like that. So look for the positives, I guess that's what I'm saying. Or go out and get slutty for a bit and say, look, I need to do this to get over it for us to work, and hopefully he will understand. Go out there, get, slutty, put some high heels on, freak out.
So anonymous. In the end, get slutty. Thank you.
You don't agree?
Thanks for the letter.
No worries. It was a nice long letter, though. Thank you for writing that in.
Dear Anonymous, get slutty. From Betty. That was more of a beast.
Yeah.
Bit of advice. A sexual beast. You're a sexual beast, James.
I know. I realise that. I'm just a powerhouse in that arena.
Have you ever had a weekend-long sex fiesta? I want a weekend-long sex fiesta.
Oh, really?
Do you think that includes, like, maybe eating
Should
some Mexican
one.
food? Like
Maybe,
having
yeah.
some enchiladas for dinner?
Mm.
You know how you call condoms like hats? You could call a Mexican hat.
Yeah.
For the Mexican fiesta.
I wonder if you can get a
weekend.
Mexican-themed condom.
Maybe with like the Mexican colours or something on it. Like, boy, put on that Mexican hat and get over here. Sex fiesta. Question, James?
Are 2 condoms better than 1 for protection from pregnancy and STDs?
Yes.
Wrong.
Wrong.
No. The 2 condoms offer less protection as the friction between them makes breakage more likely. Only use 1 and use it as exactly as directed on the package.
Well, there you go. 2 is not always better than 1.
In some cases, this is true. Does size matter?
No. Love matters. As long as you love each other, that's all that matters. Size doesn't.
Fair enough. Does sex with the same person have to get old?
No. You're going to be married. The person you're having sex with, I assume you're already married.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be with them the rest of your life. And I'm sure you'll figure something different. The internet has so much information about how to spice up your sex life and do different
creative.
things. Get creative.
Freak out. Get freaky.
Freak out. Have a sex fiesta.
Freak out.
A freak. So chic. Freak out. Respect me. Yeah. So yeah, not at all.
Do women having an orgasm tend to scream like in the movies?
No. Especially when you live at home. And you live with mum and dad and your brother. You're not going to be screaming like that.
Oh man, can't wait to move out.
Yeah. Maybe when you move out. But yeah.
These are the lamest questions ever. This is why we need you guys at home to write us in your own questions. Jimmerish.fm@gmail.com. Send them in. Put the subject Dear Betty in the subject line, that'd be totally sweet, awesome. We're going to put a proper anonymous question submitted up soon, so look forward to that.
Sounds great, Jim. Get your questions in.
These are the most embarrassing sex questions that women ask. If I douche right after sex, will it prevent pregnancy?
No. Douching does not work.
Will not prevent pregnancy. And
It
some
will
studies
not
suggest it
prevent
may actually
pregnancy.
increase the chances of you contracting an STD. These are the questions
What are
you
you
should
from
know.
the 50s? Douching doesn't work, you douchebag.
My boobs are so weird. One is a B cup and one is an AA cup. Do I have cancer or something? Because I have to put heaps of padding on the tiny one, and I hate swimming with my mates because they will see my boobs. Help.
Help!
From Candy.
SOS.
What's this from you?
That's from me.
Candy.
Well, my advice is I don't think it's cancer. In my professional medical opinion, it's not cancer. It's very common for young ladies as they're developing that one breast will grow larger than the other. The other one will catch up. Don't worry. You won't have to avoid swimming forever.
Is it normal to have sexual dreams about having sex with other women?
Oh,
If you're a woman.
I think it's normal. It's just your subconscious playing out things that you've been thinking about. It's perfectly harmless.
So this
Nothing wrong with
it
it.
happens to you?
I can neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, it's perfectly healthy. It doesn't mean you're gay
Doesn't
or
mean you're
bisexual.
gay.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just a figment of your imagination.
Apparently, women often associate intimacy and love with sex, and if they feel close to a woman friend, they may have a sexual dream about her. It may also mean that she's lacking intimacy with her husband. There you go.
There you go.
Is it ever okay to lie in a relationship?
Not really. Because in the end, lies just catch up with you. And they eventually have to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever okay to lie in a relationship.
Are we distinguishing between like white lies here?
Even white lies sometimes are a bit hard.
Yeah. I have to disagree. I say you should be lying all the
You
time.
should be lying all the time.
Truth always hurts. And always gets you in trouble. Have you seen the movies?
Oh, God. Liar, liar. No.
Yeah.
I know. I disagree. You have to tell the truth. Because what if they asked you, do you like this shirt? And you say, yeah, honey, it's nice.
Yeah.
But you actually hate it. And they wear it all the time.
Yeah,
And
that's
they wear it in
true.
front of your friends and your family, and you're so embarrassed because it's the most hideous shirt you've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. Or they might, yeah, but yeah.
Even white lies, they can backfire.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm.
Okay. You have to be careful with your white lies.
Yeah. By the way, James, that shirt looks really nice.
Ah, you're right. Thanks. Is text flirting cheating?
What did you say before? If you don't come, it's not fun.
Yeah.
You haven't had the fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
As long as you
How
don't
did it
come,
go?
you haven't had the fun, right?
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. And that's the rule of thumb.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's only cheating if you come. Right.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that in your heart, though?
I think it might be harmless. I mean, yeah. I don't think I would ever do it. Maybe you might accidentally do it. I mean, flirting is open to interpretation.
Accidentally come and then.
You know, I might send you a text and you might
But,
think it's flirty, but I just think I'm being friendly. You know, it's a little bit open to interpretation.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I guess I always get in problems because I always define flirting as something with intention. So I've like never ever flirted ever.
Yeah.
But then people go, oh, just assume that. You know, sometimes I'm just like playing games with people,
Yeah.
and they go, oh, that's flirting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't, you know, expect anything to come from it. I was just. But yeah, it'd just be weird. I don't know. I guess I reckon if you discussed with your partner. What was that?
What was that? I don't know.
I guess if you discussed it with your partner, it'd be totally cool. You know,
Yeah.
as long as I knew she was playing a game with someone, I wouldn't mind as much.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting there, you're at dinner or something together, and you're just texting, like going ooh, and texting, it's a bit weird.
That's wrong.
You don't know what's going on. It's trying to undermine the relationship.
Yeah. I guess if you're open about it with your partner, then it's fine.
I have different career and life goals than my partner. Will this relationship work out in the end, even if we are not on the same page?
I don't think it'll work out. No. Life goals, to me, life goals are things like marriage, kids, like things to sort of housing, property, finance. If you've got all those, if those goals are different, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
If you want to get married and he doesn't, not going to work. If you want to have kids, he doesn't, not going to work. Like, yeah. You're in the completely different pages. Your relationship's not going to work. What do you think, James?
I think what I'm always looking for in a girl is someone who kind of has a completely different life to me, because I guess the best thing I like is when you get together and you catch up on what people are doing.
Yeah.
And trying to create this world in your head, because it's always fun when you don't actually know what the hell they're talking about, because they have a completely different job, and you're trying to put it together in your head, all these characters, you know, in their own story that you're trying to follow. That's what I think I like the most about a relationship, but that's maybe why I'm single, apparently.
No, but that's interesting. If you've got different sort of if you different.
But then I guess you're gonna have to
job.
agree. Like if one of them wants a kid, you're gonna have to get some kind of common ground. Otherwise, it definitely won't work. Because if you just waste your life away and don't do the things that are important to you because of that person. But as long as you have the freedom in your relationship to do what you want, it's always hard. Yeah. Because I'm always scared off by couples who spend all the time together and like they become one person.
Oh, the
really.
one person. They don't really have their own life, their own identity.
Yeah. So they can't go, oh yeah, I went to this party that night because I went with you and I stepped by you the whole time.
And now we're going to get home and
we got told the same stories from the same people. So.
I agree with you though, James. You know, just because you're in a relationship, you still need to keep doing the same things you've always done, still be your own person. Yeah. Otherwise, you just become really boring.
Yeah. Can someone really be too busy to return your call or text message?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. My friends get so mad at me because get annoyed at me because I don't always reply straight away. But you get busy, you get distracted, you can be too busy. Definitely. What do you think?
Sometimes...
Have you been too busy? Have you been too busy to text back?
Yeah, sometimes it's true. I'm too busy, because, you know, especially with the iPhone, it won't let you flag emails. So if you get it later, if you could flag it and say, oh, I'm going to read this later, but the stupid iPhone, 3 years after it's come out, still hasn't had email flagging. So sometimes I get an email and on your iPhone, you get them instantly now, like an SMS, and then you go, oh, I'll read this later because I'm driving or something. And then you forget about it.
I'm about to go to work.
You forget about it later, right? And, or go to work and you're away for 6 hours and you're not going to remember when you get home because it's disappeared amongst all the other emails. But at the same time, sometimes I do put it off and I shouldn't have. Like, I should just answer it right then and we've solved a lot of problems. And I don't really know why I do it. I'm just like, oh, I just can't think of an answer right now. Sometimes that. So it's in one of those situations.
To answer the question, yes, you can definitely be too busy to answer a phone call or return a message. Straight from Betty. Thank you. Where can people email their questions to?
Jimmerish.fm@gmail.com.
Jimmerish.fm at
gmail.com.
Is Jimmerish double M?
Yep.
Okay.
If Jimmy spoke gibberish,
it would be
JIMMMERISH.FM@gmail.com.
This will be our last question for tonight.
Oh, do you want more?
No. Yep. Let's end on a good one.
This is one.
All right.
Is there such thing as love at first sight?
I don't know. Oh, what do you think? I don't think... love at first sight. If you have love at first sight, that's pretty amazing. But you can have just as deep and powerful love that grows over time as you get to know someone.
Yeah.
and fall in love with the person that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that first impressions are not that good because most of the people I say this all the time, most of the people that I really like today are people that initially I didn't like or something had them, and then as I got to them I realised I got wrong, and then I guess maybe because I went through that transition I decided to care for them more or something.
Yeah.
But then there have been times where, you know, the first time I've seen them, some people, like if you got, there's been situations there will be like 3 hot girls in the room and one just strikes you more than the other, even though they're all equally hot, so to speak. Because then with boys at least, just seeing a hot girl could be confused, you know, pop a boner and then go, oh, is that love? No, it's just down there love. Doesn't count.
NRB. You just have a no reason boner.
Yeah.
NRB, okay.
Or just sudden reaction boner.
Sudden
SRB.
Yeah.
Solid rocket booster.
Love at first sight.
It was love at first sight, baby. I had So yeah, well, that
let us know.
That was a pretty weird.
Let us know what you think. Jimmerish.fm.
I say this every episode, but we'll be more organised next time.
Yeah. That's a good question. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Send us in your answers. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yeah.
Give us
your feedback.
Give us your feedback.
We want to hear from you.
Have you had love at first sight?
I think I'll start to get more emails when I put an anonymous mail up, because at the moment I won't ever read out your real names on air, but you know, I think people are scared because it's like I get to see their email address when it comes in, so I have to put some anonymous features so I can get some weird questions come in. But yeah, thanks for Candice for coming in for your second episode.
You.
Hopefully there'll be a third soon.
Same time next week.
Yes, let's do that.
Depending on same time next week. Sounds great. Thanks for staying with us.
Yeah. No worries. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Good night.
You can find the Jimmerish FM website at fm.jimmerish.com.
Respect me.